Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Today, we are delighted to be speaking with Kerolin Govender, musician, collaborator, and one of the driving forces behind One World, One Sound, a remarkable celebration of Indo-African music that brings together Indian classical traditions and contemporary African sounds. We'll be exploring the inspiration behind this unique cultural collaboration, the power of music to unite communities, and what audiences can expect from this unforgettable musical experience. Please join me in welcoming Kerolin Govender. How are you, Kerolin?
A warm and beautiful good morning to you, Siddharth, and to all the listeners and everyone tuned in. I hope that people in most parts of the country are keeping warm. As you can see, I'm trying to do my best to do that. But thank you for having me on your show again.
You're most welcome. All right, Kerolin, One World, One Sound is a powerful theme. What inspired this vision of bringing Indian classical traditions and contemporary African sounds together on one stage?
When I look at music and my personal journey, I've always I've always felt like there's such a beautiful element in different musical styles coming together. Um, I'm a firm believer that music is universal. It's a universal language, and one world, one sound was the the foundation of what we believe in as artists in Jivan Mukta and our collaborators. We believe that music is our language, is our religion, is our way of life, and it basically is one world, one sound. So my my objective was to bring the Indian classical style or semi-classical music style together with African music and a blend of Western music. So there's multiple genres, but our core is African and Indian music. Yeah.
Awesome. This concept celebrates unity, culture, and shared humanity. Why do you believe cross-cultural collaboration is so important in today's world?
I think cross-cultural collaboration is important to bring people closer together. It's to educate audiences, educate ourselves. Music is always about learning. There's no end for learning. And what I've noticed over the past couple of years, me collaborating with different artists, is that I'm able to expand my knowledge and also kind of, you know, have an exchange of that knowledge and allow people to experience and explore what music we can create when we come together.
How did the collaboration with Thulile Zama and the other artists come about, and what has the creative process been like behind the scenes?
Okay, so I mean, I've worked with many artists, and of recent, I'm working with a dear friend of mine, Thulile Zama. These artists, I would never have thought of working with them if you asked me when I was just starting the musical journey. Because when I looked at Indian music, I always said, it needs to be traditional, it needs to be performed in a certain way. And when I heard these artists along the journey, I said to myself, I appreciate the music, but I also see some type of opportunity for us to create something different. And I must say, all my collaborations, working with all the artists that I do, they're not just artists that I just collaborate with. They become a family, a broader family. I am dear friends to all my collaborators. And I think the most important part of working with Tulile and the other artists that I've worked with is that we were able to foster and build strong, long lasting relationships. And this is what artists and art is meant to do. It's supposed to build communities, build relationships, and allow ourselves to grow as being a universal family.
Beautiful. Indian classical music and African musical traditions each have rich histories. What unique musical moments can audiences expect when these worlds meet?
Wow. I'm still discovering so much more to Indian culture and African culture. But what I can share with audiences right now is that the experience that we have on stage as artists is phenomenal. For me, music has always been something that connects me to a higher source, um, or anyone could call it God. Um, and I found that similarities between both communities, they're so deep in its feeling and emotion of experiencing the spirit. And I think audiences feel that and experience that. And that is why the audiences tend to enjoy the experience of being in an Indo-African um, musical setting. It gives them um, a bit of Indian music, a bit of African music, and Western music. And our music is always about celebrating life, celebrating people, celebrating poets, uh, saint poets, people who have um, passed down this music from generation to generation. We try to do it and share it in a very contemporary way, still keeping the essence of classical music and African music, but with our own unique flavor. So I feel audiences will experience a soulful journey that will basically want them to come for more and more and more.
Lovely. What unique musical moments can audiences expect when these worlds? Oh, sorry. I mean, beyond entertainment, what message or impact do you hope audiences will take away from One World, One Sound?
One World, One Sound is meant to inspire people to think, to become progressive thinkers, to become more empathetic people, to be more involved in the causes in humanity. The song selection is very particular. We've chosen a mixed genre of music. It's jazz, Afro jazz. We've got reggae. We've got semi-classical Indian music, film music, ghazals, Sufi music, and world music, where we share um, everyone's favorites. Um, and the whole journey is to experience a melting pot of cultures, um, and to take away from that melting pot of cultures that we cannot pinpoint what makes us feel good or what makes us feel bad or whatever, because the experience that we get from listening to a mixed genre of music gives us an experience um, that we will all enjoy.
All right, I'll get to the last question and then I'll get to this comment question here. As someone who continues to build bridges through music locally and internationally, how does this concept fit into your broader vision for the future of Indo-African cultural exchange?
Okay, so I mean, I've been doing this for a couple of years, and last year we had quite a few concerts which fell under the Jivan Mukta concert series. But this year, I it's been on my mind for a while to start a festival, a music festival, an Indo-African music festival that celebrates the two unique genres in this country, and to give artists a platform to come together and collaborate. So this year we are launching with our first concert series, which is the One World, One Sound. the Indo-African Music Festival, which will take place obviously at the in our hometown, Durban, and it would we would have smaller concerts, bringing together different groups of people so that they can experience our festival and the One World, One Sound concert. So my long-term vision is for this festival to take place on an annual basis, and for the festival to feature other artists within our community from both Indian African communities, other communities as well, to come and share their musical styles in collaboration. They're not going to perform in isolation. They come together and they perform together. The whole activity of this is so that artists can break the ice and come together, have a conversation, work together, and share music with audiences that they have created by going beyond or out of the boundaries that they've created for themselves. So that's what the festival is aimed at doing. And I hope that Durbanites dress warm and come for our festivals to get warmed up even more.
Awesome. All right, I'll go to this comment question here from Resh Chitan. Dear Kerolin, love the idea of the collaboration. How did you manage to blend such music from two different cultures? Much admired, well done.
Thank you so much for that, Resh. You know, for me, from as long as I can remember, I've always had a fascination between the both. I think it stems from identity, the fact that I am of Indian descent and I live in Africa. For me to see these two cultures that are so rich. I mean, I come from KwaZulu-Natal. It's the home of Indian and African culture. And I see these cultures living side by side. We live in such beautiful communities, colorful communities, communities that believe and celebrate their existence through celebration and music. I've always had that pull to want to connect the two because I've seen these cultures exist in isolation, and to see them come together, I knew that there would be learning of both cultures, and there would be a unique genre that South Africans can say, this is South African music. This is what South African music is about. It's a melting pot of cultures. South Africa is the tip of the continent, but it encapsulates the entire world in one country. And I always say this, artists should, in South Africa, should be proud at the fact that they are a source of inspiration to the rest of the world. I've seen some of the most amazing artists that have come out from South Africa that have inspired India, that have inspired other countries. And that's why I say that the merging of these two cultures is, or the musical styles rather, is what allows us to celebrate what South African identity is. So I hope that answers
Awesome.
the question.
Yeah. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Siddharth, and I hope that audiences join us at our concert, One World, One Sound, on the 28th of July at the University of KwaZulu-Natal, and tickets are at Web Tickets. Be part of the first Indo-African Music Festival. Thank you so much, and God bless.